Today is February the 31st. I'm sorry, March the 31st, 2005. We're interviewing Frank Allen Kelly in his home on Skidaway Island. The Landings is at residence of 102 Yamgrande Road. Mr. Kelly is a veteran of both World War II and of the Korean conflict. Frank, when did you go into the military? You were drafted or inducted, or
drafted October 7th, 1943.
And you had been living at that time where?
At 210 East 48th Street, Savannah, Georgia.
And you grew up in Savannah?
Yes, sir, the whole family.
What were your parents' names?
My father's name was Lawrence. My mother's name was Frankie, F-R-A-N-K-I-E.
So it sounds like you were named after her then.
I think so.
Yeah. How many brothers and sisters did you have?
7. 2 brothers and 5 sisters.
Where did you come in the order of birth?
The 7th.
So you had one younger then.
1 sister, yes.
And did other members of your family go into the military also?
Yes, I had a brother. Bill was in the Army Air Corps at the time.
Did he go in about the same time you did? Or?
No, he went in early because he went in 1942.
And you were how old when you were drafted?
18.
And you just graduated high school or been?
No, I was drafted out of high
Drafted
school.
out of high school. Okay.
I finished high school after I returned from service.
Had other members of your family besides your brother, like parents or grandparents, been in the military?
Well, yes, my grandfather on my father's side was in the Confederate Army. And on my mother's side, my grandfather was a scout in the Confederate Army. In fact, I've got a peddler's license from my grandfather Oppenheim, where the peddle, same as veterans preference today. They call it veterans preference, yes. Yes.
So your grandfather's name was Oppenheimer?
Oppenheim.
Oppenheim, okay.
O-P-P-H-E-I-M.
And where did were they also from Savannah?
Well, originally my grandfather on my mother's side came from Charleston. On her mother came from New York. And on my father's side of the family, his father came from New York and his mother came from Charleston.
And what kind of work were they, business they in?
Stevedore business. Well, that was Kelly, known as Smith and Kelly. Stevedores, yeah. And my grandfather was a contractor. He did all kinds of things.
And your father?
My father was in Stevedore business.
That right here in Savannah?
In Savannah. Our whole family was raised in Savannah.
So you saw shipping in Savannah from a very early age?
Well, I guess so. I didn't realize that much. I mean, after World War II, I was very close to the harbor master here. And I remember we used to get just a few ships into Savannah a month, 18 to 30, something like that. And I think somebody told me the other day we get about that many every day.
Oh, yeah.
So the industry has really picked up over the period of years.
So you were drafted, you said in 1943?
Yeah, October 7th. I went on active duty October the 28th, 1943.
And where did you go for your basic training, or what were you inducted to?
Army infantry. I went to Camp Wheeler, Georgia,
That's located where?
Macon, Georgia.
Did you go with, will you go up there with fellows from Savannah? Did you know any other fellows at the time?
I knew 2 or 3 of them. I knew 2. If I remember, probably knew more than that, but I mean 2 in particular I remember.
But nobody that were like school buddies or?
Well, one
close
of them
friends?
went to school. Well, both of them did, because one was Hubert Clark, who was a little bit older than I was, and then there was another Clark boy that I knew, went to school my age, and then he went back to high school and finished, and he became the rhetorical champion of the American Legion in the state of Georgia. And went out, I think he went on to compete for national competition, but I don't remember that.
Who was the other local fellow that you?
Well, both of them were named Clark.
Both of them, but
Yeah.
you can't remember that fellow's first name?
Not right off.
Okay. What were some of your first memories, or any significant memories about basic training in Wheeler?
Well,
Was that quite a shock going from living at home to living in the camp?
Well, I think overall, over the period of 26 months in the military, it made a man out of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a different life. I mean, not that you learned to listen to people and carry out orders.
Mm-hmm.
Now you better do what you're supposed to do.
Guess you encountered people from all over the country all at one time, man.
Yeah, well, yes. People in my outfit doing basic, I think it was primarily from Georgia. I don't know, just all over. I can't tell you because there was so many of them.
And you went from there to where?
I finished basic training there and went to Camp Fort Meade, Maryland, which was depot for going overseas. There, I went on to Camp Miles Standish in Massachusetts for port of embarkation, and then I went to England, and we went to replacement center there, and I was working. The guy said if we volunteered for a cook's job, Edna, pick that up. Y'all, you can pick that up in the background.
Yeah, right.
Edna.
So you went to England from Maryland?
No, to Miles Standish, in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Camp Miles Standish, I think it was. Camp, I think that's what it was. And then I went to England, I don't know that place, out in the boonies.
Mm-hmm.
The guy told me, he said, tell him you're a cook. I don't know how, he said, tell him you're a cook, and they'll put you in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And
So what outfit were you assigned to when you went overseas?
well, we were assigned to the 1st Army Group in London, England. Which was General Omar Bradley's headquarters. And we became, when the invasion came, we became the 12th Army Group, because we had not only U.S. troops with us, we had foreign troops, English troops too. And after the liberation of France started, we picked up some of the French Liberation Forces in the headquarters there. So it was,
So it's English, French, and American, part of the 12th Army Group.
well, primarily, yes.
Yeah, it's primarily American.
American, yeah, but farm group too. I mean, they had some English attached, you know, that for the invasion. I don't know. I mean,
So did you go over in the invasion group?
well, no, because I thought I had the mumps. They did, and they put me in First General Hospital in London for several days. And I was in there when the invasion came about. I was in there, and I went over, if I remember correctly, about D+3, if I remember correctly. I thought you want to remember all this.
And what was your assignment? What were you
One assigned to
responsible-
Headquarters Company Special Troops, which was a company made up of, one platoon was cooks, and one platoon was MPs, and I think the best part was regular rifle companies. But they were used for anything they wanted to do, primarily laborers to move to headquarters.
Right.
Protection and headquarters, so
Mhm.
that's what we were assigned there for, as a 745 rifleman.
So protecting headquarters from.
I would say that was the primary purpose of it, yes.
Mhm.
But, you know, they didn't just let you sit around, you know, they
No.
kept you going doing something every day. I mean, we were moving pretty rapidly. You know, we moved from all the way from
So
the
by
beaches up to,
day 3, you were what, several miles inland?
no, they weren't. When they went, no. First night we bivouacked, was it, if I remember correctly, was Columbia, whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved up to Perrier, that's a little farther. And then we moved into outskirts of St. Louis for the breakthrough.
Mm-hmm. So you were, who were the officers or major officers? Did you have general officer staff in your headquarters company?
Not in the company, no. The
I know
company
you-
commander was a major.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, his name was Captain Massey. I know it was made up just like any other infantry company.
Yeah.
But he was a man. He might have been a captain at that time.
It was like battalion company or.
Well, no, he might have been a captain at the time, and he made major maybe when we got to Germany. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He got busted down over there.
Yeah. So how close were you to the front line when you were
Well,
with the troops there?
I don't know exactly. Not right on the front line.
You know,
But close enough to be in danger. Because when we at St. Louis breakthrough, this colonel, I think his name was Caracas, he was commandant, they call him, of the base commandant, I think, camp commandant, whatever you want to call it. And he says, son, you're going to see more airplanes than you ever seen in your life. I think he said 500. There's about 2,500 airplanes over here.
Mm.
They'd have put craters all around us. In fact, I guess the closest crater to where we were probably 500 yards maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think. But I recall the next day they brought the Germans out. Trucks by the loads stacked like 2x4s. They had critters as big as this house we're sitting in.
Mm.
I mean, they're big old, they put those 2,500, I think they're 2,500 pound bombs.
Wow.
You could see.
So they were coming pretty close. That's pretty close when they said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, no, we weren't.
And then, what were some of your more? That was an awesome sight. I'm sure seeing that many
Oh, yes,
aircraft in there.
yes. I guess that was Um, I think then one night we got a gas attack, which was false, with a low ceiling, bad weather. I come out the tent, I tore the tent down. I tore it, I don't know, yeah, we were sleeping in pup tents. And, we were sleeping on hedgerows, so we're still in Normandy. Then we moved up. They moved a AAA ACAC gun in close to our hedgerow, and it opened up.
That was your gun or the German gun?
Our gun,
Their gun,
shooting that airplane.
Oh, yeah.
They were shooting planes flying over us the whole time we were coming in.
Yeah.
We came in. We didn't have any trouble getting ashore because it was all clear at that time. But it was,
Did you come ashore on the, in a LST or, one of the, or did you land at one of the,
we
floating-
came, it seems to me, we came on seems to me a Liberty ship, if I remember, something like that, because I remember they had big boilers on them with key rations, sea rations in that, heating them. And then they loaded us onto the landing craft. And then it took us so far, and then we waited on shore, if I remember correctly. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's some, you know, they built some, piers that they floated up on the shore, but I don't remember.
Well,
That was a while
that was
after
after that, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
because, see, we were there, you know, right.
In D-Day-3,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think, we still went, and we second wave of the 12 bombers. I think that's right.
Do you remember your first occasion of seeing casualties, taking casualties happening?
I would say St. Louis, because they were out there in carloads. I mean, it wasn't one or two, it was thousands of them. You know, they came. No, we were back. We didn't see them taking casualties.
You saw the aftermath of the battle.
Oh, yeah.
The bodies being brought in.
Boy, they were just about there, they were like clay pigeons, you know.
Yeah. Had they cleared up most of the casualties on the, they removed bodies from the beaches, I imagine, by the time you got there.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah,
very
you did.
cleared out. I think
Yeah.
it's about best in my recollection,
Yeah.
it would have been cleared out.
What was your first impression of the civilian population that you ran into?
Well, we didn't run into that many, but they were glad to see us. What few, you know, down in Normandy, all down in there, it wasn't that many people cleared out. I mean, I know what few you see was glad to see you. And I know they used to have these apple cider vineyards down there, and they had these barns filled. This one guy, he was from up in Dodge County, right? He used to tell me I was from the state of Chatham. I
Don't remember his name.
Shorty, but he came back to Savannah, left afterwards, and crazy. But he got drunk on apple cider, and he crawled back, and everybody was on him. And they know who it was. He crawled in them damn bushes, and he almost got killed because when he raised up, it was almost dawn, you know.
Yeah.
It was like,
Not like I remember the password after
no, it
sleeping
wasn't
went
bad.
off.
There wasn't no password. Where you come from?
Yeah.
I suppose there's nobody in there, you know.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I remember that very distinctly.
Did you take part of some of the apple cider too?
Well, I've had some of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He had abundance of it.
I drank. I remember it was out of France. They put a load of Contro in there. We got hold of this shit.
Contro, is that, what is that?
And that was sweet liquor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord. We drank that stuff. It went over in one of the damn old stovepipes. Was that all?
Oh, yeah.
That went all down the back of my shirt. And up to the next morning, there was 3-4 days before we had a bath.
Yeah.
And I was totally dirty because of that. Real bad shit. But, no, and overall, I was fortunate. We were straight one time when we were moving up, which I went over the side of the truck, which everybody did.
Mhm.
And the helmet line cut my head. That's the only scratch I got from World War II, except when I fell in a trench up at Verdun. But I mean, that I hurt my back, my whole scars.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate. Very fortunate.
Did you encounter any German prisoners of war
No,
coming back?
no. Coming back.
I mean, they were being brought back from the front, passing through your area?
Well, I don't remember. We did. I remember seeing it when we were in Germany after the war, seeing a lot of them coming home.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't prisoners. They
Yeah,
were just
they were released.
returnees, the releases.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now, the civilian population, I don't imagine they spoke much English. Or
Oh, no, very seldom we found anybody who could speak English.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in Wiesbaden, they had these mineral bath houses up there. We were running those after the war.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that owned that, they could speak English.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, the mother could, I think.
Yeah.
Just called me the elephant baby. The baby, oh, they only got 19, weighed about
Yeah.
200 pounds then.
Yeah.
Well, we were 140 when I went in, so
Yeah.
those times, I guess.
So, do you remember any impressions about as you were moving forward in the invasion? Any impression stands out in your mind about that?
No. Just that we were steady on the move. I mean, see, we went.
Are you moving in trucks?
Well, yeah, no, we moved in trucks when we weren't foot soldiers.
Yeah.
No. We were foot soldiers, but we
With the
rode.
headquarter company, you had to move
Well,
a lot
we-
of equipment.
Well, see, we usually moved up and set up. They went in and staked out where they're gonna set up at.
Mhm.
And we went in there. We'd have to tear down and move in, set up for them to be operational when they got there. So,
Now, you were a PFC during this time, is that correct?
well, yeah. When I was discharged, I was PFC.
Yeah.
That's on Frank
Yeah.
Allen. Oh, I could have gotten a battlefield commission, but I didn't do that. I had first sergeant at Fort Meade. He tried to keep me at Fort Meade. But he said, son, your order's already been cut, but I take my advice. Do what they tell you to do, but don't volunteer for a damn thing, he said. I took that advice.
Yeah.
We were in Verdun, France, when the St. Lo Battle of the Bulge. You know, we were losing people up there like clay pigeons. And
Mhm.
they were taking anybody with any infantry experience and offering them commissions and all.
Mm.
But no, I lost 3 or 4 people out of the company we were in.
You volunteered to go
The
up?
volunteer for battlefield commission went up there. You know, it was, I think one of them lasted maybe not even a day. All of them, I think, were wiped out.
Mm.
I was very fortunate. In Camp Wheeler, I was sick. I didn't go to Italy. And when we got in Verdun, we had some people come in from Italy that was in the Armored Infantry Division there that was attached to our company. the headquarters, I think, if I remember correctly. And I was in basic training with, one guy was named Lane. Got pictures with those guys all, every Sunday we used, after the war was over, they got the Ryan Cled and I could go on a cruise up and down, so a good old party, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I got pictures of all of them, but I just can't put my hands on all this stuff. But they, good pictures too, you know, good clear pictures, but.
During the breakout in the Battle of the Bulge, were you aware of the general sense of anxiety about what was happening, or?
No, not really. I mean, we knew we were making headway, but we didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Not that.
PSCs don't know much about what's going on, do they?
No, not to my memory. I didn't.
Yeah.
No. You had too much brass around that knew what was going on. I guarantee
Yeah.
you. But like I say, they probably in the whole group. You had all the headquarters, and you had A1, A2, A3, and A4, and I think A5, which was foreign affairs. See, that took care. Government affairs, I believe it was. We dealt with all of it, because whatever we wanted done, we had.
So you landed in D-Day, that was June, and then you remember anything about the campaign was it Armageddon, where they made an effort to sort of leapfrog forward and had to retreat again? You familiar with that campaign? Montgomery's plan?
Yeah, that was a British plan.
That's right. Montgomery was
Yeah,
British general.
vaguely I do, yeah. But
Some American airborne troops were involved in that.
yeah, I think so.
82nd.
I had two friends of mine, one from there, he passed away then, and my cousin of my niece, Ian, who you know, he was from Norfolk, he was in the Army, and I knew what divisions they were. They didn't know what divisions.
Yeah.
I found out. I said, we had several boys from Savannah. But lost about 3 or 4 in that Army group. I think I had one officer that I know, a general, Colonel Hunter Sosa. And had Ralph Connor, who worked for the newspaper. I knew him before we went. There was a boy named Richard Walsh. He was in it. He came in later. He came in with the 72nd Publicity Battalion.
When did you? When were you aware that the pace of the invasion was picking up, or was there any sense of that?
Well, yeah. Well, you could know how they were moving. They were moving
Yeah.
up. In fact, you know, Patton had to stop to wait till the supply lines could catch up with them, because they were moving so fast that, you know, they were moving, I think around 25 miles per day, if I recall. You could tell they were moving right along.
Do you remember a particular milestone, like crossing the Rhine, or?
Well, see, we didn't go across the Rhine until after we got up and they could get a decent headquarters set up. They didn't move every time. When we got to Versailles, we set up there for a little while.
You got Versailles, it was sort of...
Versailles, see, that was a Army camp. I think it was an Army headquarters or something. That's what we used, until... And next time we moved, we went to Verdun. Moved from there to Verdun, where they had buildings that didn't have to put all this equipment out in the weather and all, see.
Mhm.
So when we got to Verdun, it was wintertime, there was snow all over the ground. So we didn't, then we were gonna move in them Mets. They had, what, didn't they have a little flyback at Mets or something? I mean, hold up. I think he had it, they lost that. They took it and then lost it, went back or something, if I remember correctly.
Did you go into Germany before the surrender, or was that after that?
No, I don't think we went to Germany until after the surrender.
After the surrender.
We moved in from Verdun after the surrender. I don't remember. I was haven't been any place after Verdun. We were supposed to go in, let's see, we were supposed to go to Luxembourg, which we didn't go. That was changed. I said Luxembourg would have been close to Belgium. Probably on account of the invasion, I think.
Right.
The battle up there. They stayed where they were because they didn't want to get this headquarters too close up there.
Too far.
Because you couldn't move this back over in 50 minutes, you know. I
Yeah,
want to.
yeah.
Like a company, pick it up and move the headquarters
Mhm.
back. But see, they had all the records for every troop in the whole European theater there.
Hmm. So after the surrender, that was when you moved into Wiesbaden?
We went to Wiesbaden, I think so, yes.
Mhm.
Yes, we went to Wiesbaden.
What part of Germany is Wiesbaden in?
It's 25 miles from Frankfurt.
Okay, so it's kind of north.
Sort of resort town.
Yeah, that's kind of mid. Yeah.
Had a bunch of hotels. We lived in all the hotels in town. We lived in a little hotel called Nizza. It was owned by some people from Baltimore. But it wasn't much of a hotel. It was more like a rooming house or something like that, you know.
Mhm. And these people spoke English?
Where?
Was it,
At the hotel?
there's somebody you were talking about that
No,
spoke
they
English?
ran the bathhouse.
Bathhouse.
Mineral
oh,
bathhouse. See, Wiesbaden was known for the mineral
yeah.
baths.
Bath.
See?
Yeah. Baden is bath, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
See, that damn boy come right out of the ground and be so hot you couldn't
Yeah.
stand it.
Yeah.
Also cold, whichever way you want.
Mhm. So were you, you stayed in Germany then with the occupation force for a period of time? or-
Not long, huh? What, the war was over well, we were scheduled to move on to direct to Japan when the war was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were scheduled not to go back to the States, go direct. And we stayed there, and after the war was over in Japan, that was that September 2nd, I think, then they started deploying people home with points. And see, I came home with points. I think some of them had 100 and something points. And by December, I got down to where I was, 56 points. And I think that's what I had, 56 points.
Mm.
I had 25 battle stars and one for each month overseas and each month service or something. I don't remember what all the how they did that.
Mhm.
But all they did.
It was a system trying to give those
Yeah,
who
they were
had seen
sending
more
people
action,
home,
had been there longer.
sending people home that had more service,
Mhm.
which was combat service and all that.
Mhm.
Now see, even though we weren't right in the front line, we were involved in it. You know, we got battle stars for 5 battles.
Yeah. And you were subject to bombardment and artillery fire like I
Oh,
learned.
yeah. It had its good features and had its bad features.
Yeah.
Well, see, when we were in London, we were right downtown in London. And we stayed at 42 Montague Square, which the headquarters was one block over. I forgot what street that was. Might have been Bryan Square.
Is that when the B-2 rockets were coming in?
Yeah, see?
And the buzz bombs? Yeah.
There's a street, this headquarters right here, this street, where they call it. And over here, where the buzz hit this building right over here, on next street over. And in fact, we used to practice. See, they used to use me as a dummy because I was little. I was light as weight was. Strapped you to one of those stretchers and the judge put to the window and said, how to pull that damn wall give way? I never thought about it back then, but it's lots to think about. You know, practice, how do you get out of these buildings?
Yeah.
You know, all these buildings right around there got hit by bombs and all, not while we were there.
Yeah, those B-2s, that.
Well, yeah, well, they did some, got warning, they did some come in there while we were there, but not right in our area there, because, see, we were very close to Hyde Park, which was, I don't know, maybe a quarter, half mile from there. I don't think it was any more than that. And we were coming in, and it's supposed to be off the streets, where dark, you know. Well, we stay over in the damn park, you know, messing around and damn buzz bomb, the attack came. Yeah, we started running home. I ran in the damn light pole. They had us like, you know, stick out on the sidewalk.
Now, when you, so when you came home, you recall much about the reception when you came home? You came in by ship?
When I came home, I came back to the States. I came back on a Liberty ship. We came, it was only 33 soldiers on it. I think that's right. We came back as a gunnery crew in the gunnery quarters because we didn't have no guns.
Right, yeah.
But we slept in the quarters.
That's on the starless ship, isn't it?
Where's that back end?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's on the back end. Oh, it was rough. We went backwards one day, I think about 20 miles backwards. Yeah. One guy, I was in the bunk. Daytime, a guy coming there, he's running around a line, I forgot what he was thinking he was Mackie or something. Mackie or something like that. He come in there, a soaking wet.
You said they were going backwards?
Yeah, the wind was blowing us backwards.
Backwards?
Yeah,
Wow.
Head wind, see?
Yeah.
It was nothing. And this guy come in there, they told us not to sit out on those decks. They had ropes for you to hold on when you go back.
Yeah.
Well, 2 or 3 of us stood out there watching off the back end of that ship. And there was a piece of sheet metal back there. Repair the ship with. Well, that damn horse, it went under. And they got inside. They got soaking wet. They took that piece of metal and just rolled it up. Just like it was paper. Lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
You had people getting washed ashore off. But they would have been. Well, I don't know about
The Liberty ships weren't very comfortable ride boats, I don't believe.
Well, I don't know. They rode good.
You're glad to be
They
going
were
home.
better going over than coming back and going over.
Yeah.
We went over on an English ship. We slept in hammocks going over.
Yeah. And you had more room spread out coming back in the
Well,
Liberty ship.
lots more comfortable.
Yeah.
That wasn't good. See, they had what? Forgot how many troops they had on that ship we went over on. It was just a converted Afraid of is all it was.
And there's only about 20 guys on the liberty ship, you say?
20, 30, about 30, I think it was, 33 if I remember correctly. I wasn't going over,
Probably thousands.
thousands. We had infantry companies from A to Z, and then you had some artillery on that. We had 5,000 6,000 troops on that ship.
Wow. And that's when they were still sinking ships with torpedoes.
I guess so, yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you, between World War II and the Korean War, you were a civilian?
Yes, I got out of the Army. I went to work for my brother-in-law in the clothing business. And my brother, he and 2 or 3 others organized Georgia Air National Guard in Savannah. Bill Kelly, Ralph Coon, Chester Brushwood, I don't know who else. But anyway, he said, why don't you join the Guard? And, you know, they're talking about, they still had that Berlin stuff, Elder crisis up there. He said, you won't have to be called back to duty in the infantry. And I said, well, I don't think so. But he talked to me a little bit more. So I did it. Damn whole, let's see, 48 to 50. Before I knew it, I was on active duty. The National Guard.
Before the invasion in Korea? They didn't call you up until after the invasion, did they?
No, yeah, I think, yeah, that'd be right. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
When was the invasion?
I think it was in 50.
There was 50, I know.
It was over in 52, I think.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
So before you knew it, you were back in infantry again?
No, I was in the Air Force.
In the Air Force, okay.
Yeah, I was in the Air Force, and
By that time,
I got in supply out there. See, and I went to work as the Air National Guard as air technician and supply. And I learned the base supply business pretty good, Air Force supply. And we went on active duty, and everything fell on my shoulders because we didn't have nothing. Nobody knew nothing about supply. And I had to take all the stuff that came from Savannah and turn it in to the base out there in San Bernardino, Georgia Air Force Base. Had to ticket it all, you know, what kind of equipment, nomenclature and all that stuff on it, stock numbers. And that took time. Before by the time we finished that, we were ready to go to California, overseas. So we drove home. Meantime, we had a baby. My wife flew home. I think it was 3 or 5 of us flew home with all the babies. May, I think that's right. Yeah. Fran was born May the 10th. I think she was only about a couple of weeks old. And they flew home. American Airlines changed from Dallas to Delta, I believe it was. So we drove across country. So that Saturday morning, got in Savannah about 6 o'clock on Monday. 3 of the guys, I ran around, they all did. And a dog, about the same color as this one. He was a Cocker Spaniel named Buttons. And we had one of the little water tanks on the side of the car, all the way. But we fought over here. And no sooner than I walked up on the front porch, somebody came with a telegram, brought back to duty at once. We'd gone to France. Now, we were going to France originally. That's where we were supposed to go back to New York. All our airplanes were going to France. Well, they converted our orders to Japan. And I called brother, he said, yeah, you gotta come on back. I said, I will, but I'm gonna take my leave. And I let a staff sergeant, another staff sergeant, I think I was, yeah, I may have been tech sergeant, I don't know, staff, maybe staff tech, taught me into hitchhiking. We caught an airplane to Barksdale, I believe it was, Air Force Base, Louisiana. Then we got another plane to Clovis, Air Force Base in New Mexico. And he taught me into hitchhiking.
Across New Mexico?
New Mexico to California.
That's the desert there.
Never again, buddy. Never again. We got maybe Albuquerque or someplace like that. We were still in Mexico. A train was coming. We waited. Had to wait a couple hours for a train. When I caught the train going to California, I never did. I think that same guy talked me into hitchhiking back to Las Vegas one time.
And you were already married at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, and your family was, you moved your
Yeah.
family to California, and then went
No,
back?
my family was in Savannah. You went to some? You went?
No, yeah, right, yeah.
So, anyway, that's what, yeah, I was married.
Now, did you